to do it in that area. I wasn't in the zone to get dispersed from. Every single thing they done unlawfully and illegally. Yeah, they're meant to take into account my rights as a journalist. That they took no accounts. The officers' words were "so what?" Yeah, when I mentioned it, they are meant to give you legal time to leave from the time of me apparently receiving the order, which they didn't even read out properly. They're meant to say that you have a right to challenge the order if you believe you have a reason why you shouldn't have to leave. Yeah, he didn't say that at all. He just left that totally out because they knew I was trying to put across my right that I'm a journalist and I'm at work. They're not allowed to legally give an order to someone who's a journalist and at work. Yeah, so they failed on 5 or 6 legal points today. But so we've asked the case to be dismissed. At 10:30 in the morning, the judge will make the decision if there's even evidence. Yeah. So if he says there is evidence and there was a lawful order, then we continue with the trial where I give evidence, where my witness gives evidence, where we show, which we prove today. At no point, every police officer, you heard the officer in his evidence said, one of them said, well, I lost my body cam footage. The other officer said, oh, mine was deleted over. The reason why they don't want the body cam footage is because then you have the audio of what they were saying and what I was saying, yeah? All I was saying is my car keys, which again is a reasonable excuse for me not to leave, which I didn't even say I wasn't leaving. What I kept saying is, I need my colleague, yeah? He needs to come with me. If you're going to escort me out of here, my car's over there, he's got my car keys, how can I leave? You can't just walk me down the road, my car's there. So all of this has been deleted, there is no footage, which again, I think the Met Police have just exposed themselves as corrupt, as liars, as believing they are above the law themselves. The actions, we've all seen two-tier policing. It's been a total embarrassment and humiliation to the whole country. Everyone now knows the things I spoke about 13 years ago. When I first started my activism, I spoke about two-tier policing. When I first wrote a leaflet dated 2004, I talked about how whites and blacks are being racially and religiously targeted in Luton Town by Islamic gangs, and the police do nothing. How we, when I say we, whites and blacks get treated with iron fists, yeah, by the police. A certain community is given exemptions. What we've seen with the protests is everyone in the country has witnessed those exemptions that they're given. They've witnessed the way that they're policed in comparison to other communities of police. So the whole country now knows what I saw. I saw it because I'm from the town of Luton. I've seen the police pander to them, as we've seen the Metropolitan Police pander to them. These problems, the reason why grooming gangs were allowed to happen is because the police were scared of them. It's not just grooming gangs they let happen, they literally let every crime go along. 55,000 girls female genitally mutilated with not one single prosecution in this country. That crime carries 14 years in prison. No one was prosecuted. There are exemptions across the board because we have a police force which is intimidated by an Islamic extremist community. That's what we're seeing. So I've gone off on one there, but I'm in court. I think tomorrow I should have my name cleared. I want to say a thank you to every single person who supported me. Whenever I walk in there, even if I go to jail, I know I'm not alone. I know there's an army of people supporting me. Everywhere I walk in the streets, people shake my hand. I don't get grief anymore. I used to get a lot of grief. I used to get a lot of abuse. It doesn't happen anymore. I think there's been a mass awakening in the last 12 months, certainly since October the 7th, in this country and across the Western world. So I just want to say thank you, because my QC, which is Alistair Williamson, was unbelievable. Yeah, anyone who sat in there saw how good he was. Tana, who is my solicitor from Carson K, they've been brilliant throughout this. But I never would have had the opportunity to have that legal team if it wasn't for you supporting my case. I hope I get justice tomorrow. I hope I get a win, and I hope you get a win, because you've supported me for so long. So I hope really we do get justice and we can celebrate it on St George's Day. Could there ever be? Do you know when I was sitting, when they were doing the dates and they were mentioning through the dates, I text my solicitor saying 23rd of April, yeah? I text my solicitor, she looked at me and then she said, oh, can we, and she went 22nd, 23rd, and then they agreed it. And I text her saying, you just got my trial on St George's Day, yeah? The verdict is going to be on St George's Day. She just looked up, I was laughing, thought the judge ain't got a clue what the 23rd of April is. None of them have got a clue what it is. But it's our national day. It's our national day to celebrate our identity, celebrate who we are, without any shame either, to celebrate it and be proud of it. So yeah, thank you again, man, because I actually had a very entertaining day there. I just watched police officer after police officer get tied in knots for their lies, their corruption. How can anyone who's watched the video and then listened to what the police officer's statements say, it's like swinging my arms violently, acting aggressively. It's like, what are you talking about? What are you on about? The video shows I didn't. It's not like you can lie. There's videos. You're absolute embarrassment. But yeah, resign, Mark Rowley. The whole country wants you to resign. You're incompetent. Knife crime, gun crime, robberies, violence, rapes. Every single thing's gone up under your watch and Sadiq Khan's watch. You have embarrassed and humiliated this entire country. And if you ever want to, if the government wants to restore the faith in policing, do you know it's a dangerous road you're going down? You know when the people lose faith in the police, you're going to have a lot of trouble on the streets, yeah? And that's where you're heading. You're bringing it there. So you need to resign and restore some faith. You need to resign anyway, because it's absolutely embarrassing the way you've treated these demonstrations for 6 months. You've allowed Islamic radicals to take over our capital city week in, week out, and you've come down on their side against law-abiding citizens. I was a law-abiding citizen on the 26th of November. I was there to do my job. You sent your boot boys in to violently attack me, and tomorrow we get the verdict which proves it to the world. So thanks everyone for your support.